Welcome back to What's the Story? Today, we're not just exploring a place, we're exploring the material foundation of a major city. Deep in the heart of Toronto, nestled in the Don River Valley, lies a massive industrial ruin turned ecological marvel, the Don Valley Brick Works. This is a story of raw earth, relentless industry, urban collapse, and ultimate resurrection. It's the story of how a hole in the ground provided the literal building blocks for the grandest structures in the province. As always, my name is Cody. I run this channel with my partner Katie. Welcome back to What's the Story? A reminder, if you do find today's video interesting and informative, be sure to like and subscribe for more stories told by yours truly. Grab a coffee, settle in, and let's dig into the century-long, layered history of this incredible site. Chapter 1. The Geological Foundation, the Clay and the Quarry. The history of the brickworks doesn't start with a factory, it starts with geology. About 12,000 years ago, as the last glaciers retreated from this region, they left behind massive deposits of ancient, high-quality clay and shale, perfect for brickmaking. The specific geology here in the Don Valley was unique, containing the coveted Illinoisan-era clay, which produced a distinctive, durable, and sought-after yellow and red brick. In the late 19th century, this geological fortune was realized. In 1889, the Taylor family, already successful pottery makers, established the Don Valley Pressed Brick Company. They secured the lease to this rich vein of clay, and the brickworks was officially born. The operation was massive. It wasn't just a small pit, it was an industrial complex that grew to cover almost 100 acres. The quarry itself, the massive hole carved out of the valley, would eventually drop 130 feet into the earth. At its peak, the brickworks employed hundreds of people, operating massive steam shovels and specialized kilns. The clay was dug out, processed, fired at intense heat, and transformed into millions upon millions of bricks every single year. This wasn't just local production. This was an industrial powerhouse supplying the entire region. And as Toronto boomed in the late 19th and early 20th centuries, the brickworks was struggling to keep up with demand. Chapter 2. Building a City, the Iconic Landmarks. Toronto in the early 1900s was a city obsessed with status, growth, and permanency. Builders needed the highest quality, most reliable materials to construct the enduring symbols of their success. And those materials came right from the Don Valley. Imagine looking at a black and white photograph of old Toronto. Chances are the Don Valley brickworks made the walls you see. The list of structures built with these bricks reads like a syllabus for a course in Toronto architectural history. Take Casa Loma, the famous flamboyant castle built by Sir Henry Pellet. Its magnificent walls, Don Valley bricks. Or consider the centers of power and culture, the intricate, stately walls of Osgoode Hall, and the historic facade of Massey Hall, one of the oldest concert venues in North America. Both built with the Don Valley's finest product. Even the seat of provincial government, the Ontario Legislature building at Queen's Park, relied on these materials. The subtle variations in the clay, producing the trademark reddish-yellow hues, became the signature look of Edwardian Toronto. The bricks were shipped out from the valley on a dedicated spur line of the Canadian Pacific Railway, carrying tons of finished product directly to construction sites across the city. The brickworks wasn't just a supplier, it was a fundamental partner in the construction of modern Toronto. Chapter 3. Decline and Environmental Shift. The business was resilient, surviving multiple economic downturns and 2 world wars. However, the mid to late 20th century brought irreversible challenges. First, there was the geological problem. The usable clay in the immediate vicinity began to run out. The quarry had expanded to its practical limits, leaving a massive, shear-walled depression that was becoming increasingly dangerous and difficult to work. Second, market tastes changed. As concrete and steel began to dominate large-scale construction and cheaper imported bricks became available, the demand for locally produced high-cost clay bricks declined sharply. The company tried to diversify, even producing glazed tiles and other products, but the massive scale of the operation was no longer sustainable. Finally, nature stepped in. In 1954, Hurricane Hazel devastated the region. The flooding caused immense damage to the brickworks, washing away structures and accelerating the decay of the site. Though the operation continued for another couple of decades, the writing was on the wall. In 1986, the Don Valley Brick Works finally ceased operations. What was left behind was a ghostly industrial complex, towering kilns, collapsing sheds, abandoned machinery, and the immense silent hole of the quarry. The site, for decades a symbol of human industry, became a symbol of industrial ruin and decay. For a time, the future of the brickworks looked bleak. It was slated for potential development, which could have erased its unique heritage. But a coalition of conservationists, community leaders, and the national charity Evergreen had a different vision. They saw not a ruin, but a massive opportunity for ecological and community transformation. The first step was recognizing the quarry's natural evolution. Because the site was abandoned, rainwater had pooled in the quarry floor, creating naturalized ponds and wetlands. This environment quickly became a magnet for wildlife, birds, turtles, and fish, turning a man-made pit into a thriving, spontaneous ecosystem. Evergreen's mission was to preserve both the industrial heritage and the new ecology. First, they meticulously restored the remaining industrial buildings, the massive kilns, sheds, and offices, preserving the architecture and the ghostly presence of the past. These buildings were repurposed, not demolished. Second, they integrated the natural quarry lands into the city's park system. Today, the park features walking trails that lead around the ponds, allowing visitors to appreciate the scale of the quarry and its stunning rebirth as a thriving wetland. Hey there, before you take off, we'd just like to take a second and say that we really appreciate you sticking around to the end of the video. Katie and I are so grateful for our beautiful community, so thank you for being a part of it. If you want to help What's the Story continue to grow, one of the easiest things you can do is leave a like on this video and consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that notification bell as well and select all notifications to stay up to date with our latest releases. We want you to know that we truly appreciate every like, sub, share, and comment that you send our way. Once again, thanks so much, and we hope to see you soon.